Right, it was about 6 months ago that we heard that Harrow, the British boarding school of some renown, was going to come to the UAE. We now know where. We know when. And we're going to find out a lot more, hopefully, besides. The CEO of Taaleem, the company bringing it here, is in the studio with us, Alan Williamson. Good morning.
Good morning, Brandy. Good morning, Tom.
So, you've announced the first Taaleem, or at least you've got a bit of land to put it in. Where are you building it?
Yeah, we're building it on Saadiyat Island. It's a partnership with ADIO and ADIO. It's part of ADIO's Musataha strategy to bring the best businesses, the best culture and the best schooling to the capital of the UAE. What's really interesting, Brandy, is the size of the plot. We have 70,000 square metres on Saadiyat Island. Absolutely beautiful situation looking over the lagoon in the city.
What are you going to do with it?
Well, we're building a state-of-the-art school, 300 million investment from Taaleem into the Abu Dhabi education environment. There really is only one premium UK school in Abu Dhabi, Cranley. So we will be focusing on a day school and a boarding school, UK curriculum, teaching GCSE and A-levels.
Okay, so 300 million...
dirham investment.
From you guys?
From us, yeah.
What about from your two partners that you named there?
So the partners, Harrow, bring, obviously ADIO and ADIC give us the land at very reasonable rates in relation to being on Saadiyat Island. Harrow bring their brand. It's a fantastic, if you're in the UK and you were to say, what are the two top schools in the United Kingdom, people would always say Eton and Harrow. So Harrow bring their governance, their curriculum, their strategy, and we have been working closely with Harrow for around 2 years in relation to planning the school.
How does the financial partnership with yourselves and Harrow work?
This is fairly standard in the region. You've a couple of other schools. You've got North London Collegiate, Repton, who have already been here. And basically it's a small revenue share that Harrow get. But, you know, Harrow are values-based like Taaleem, and what they're really interested in is bringing the highest quality values-based education to the GCC.
While we're on the money, before we get to the fun stuff, what kind of fees are we talking?
Yeah, I mean, it's being branded as super premium. That means it's going to go into the average fee of 90 to 95,000. There are other schools operating at that and slightly above that. You know, recently that GEMS went way above that.
116 to 206.
Yeah, I mean, we're nowhere near that, and I think that's right for us. We are more interested in bringing the highest quality of education to the UAE. Obviously, we're a public company and profitability is important, but this is another strategy to bring a different British brand. Just recently, Which School Advisor gave Dubai British School Jumeirah Park the #1 school in the whole of Dubai, above all of the not-for-profit schools. So for us, this is about creating a different brand. We've got Jebel Ali, we've got the Dubai British School, and now we're bringing Harrow.
You're bringing it as a boarding school, which is really interesting. Been a lot of debate over the years about whether or not that could work here. How are you going to make it work?
Yeah, it's the first ever boarding school in Abu Dhabi. There's two at the moment in Dubai. It was something that the Abu Dhabi government, and indeed right up to the top of the Abu Dhabi government, wanted for the city. I think if you look at what's happening in the UK, and I know we've discussed this before, the Labour government, the VAT on private schools, but this is also in some ways a sort of cultural and geopolitical matter. I think less and less families in the UAE or from further east want to send their children to the UK, to the big boarding schools there in Abu Dhabi, obviously, and Dubai, with their very, very safe environment and culturally sensitive environment. I believe we will see families from Saudi, from India, from further afield who want to board their children in a high quality school, but maybe not in the politics of Europe or the UK.
Could you see students coming in from elsewhere and boarding?
For certain. I think we'll get students from rural parts of the UAE. I think we'll get students from further east, maybe even from the likes of the Russia, who will want to come and board in the capital of the UAE.
So this is the first one. Are there going to be more to follow?
Taaleem have the rights to Harrow for the GCC. We've not taken any other English curriculum independent school. We have declared to the market that we will open 2, and we've announced the first one in Abu Dhabi. And you know, we have, as I say, announced to. I've got to be careful, Brandy. It's a blackout period for Taaleem, so I can hear my legal team saying, "Alan, rein it in."
Will we see a second here in Dubai?
Look,
you can just comment on the weather if you like, Alan.
We are working with the regulator here, and it's really important that I respect the regulator and the DFM and my legal counsel.
Fair enough. 1 minute left with you. You mentioned the GEM School, and one of the things it did launch with was some really flashy facilities. What are you going to bring to Harrow? What are parents? I mean, apart from the education and the name, and you've mentioned values there, but in terms of the actual facilities that you're going to build?
Look, the facilities are incredible. You've seen some images of it already in the media. Sports is hugely important to Harrow. Expressive arts, we've got a huge auditorium for the expressive arts. One of the things we're going to do is make sure that all the day students and boarding students dine. I know it sounds like not that important, but they will have breakfast together, they will have lunch together. It's one of the really important life skills that I think children need, and their housemasters and house mistresses will dine with them. It's really a school based on values and based on the house system.
One question that everyone wants answered: will there be boaters, the famous Harrow hat?
Yes, we will be bringing the uniform, and as you know, the children walk about the streets of Harrow with that, and they will walk about both campuses, and I'm really looking forward to having that hat donned as I walk past these students.
Alan, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you coming in and joining us this morning. Alan Williamson, the CEO of Taaleem.
Thank you, guys.
Dubai Eye 103.8.
Join the conversation.